Hello everyone, this is the Youth Vibe and I'm called Eric and I am one of the servants here at the house church, and I'm so humbled and actually grateful to God to be the one bringing and sharing with us on the Youth Vibe. You know, I know that the young fruits of the young the young people, the boys mostly love this kind of fruit, and it is just right here. So when you come, maybe someday pass by, just feel free to come and check on them. There are many of them here. And today, the Lord is good and He has done us so well that He has actually given us life. We appreciate Him for that. But we are the youth. I believe that God has called us for higher heights and higher levels and to do so many things that we intend to do. And today, like I said, I'm the one to share with us. I just have a simple message for us all to share this afternoon, and wherever you are, I pray that the Lord will bless you. There is a certain verse that I want to encourage us with. It's found in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verses 12, and this is how it goes. It says, let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. And actually, this was Paul talking to Timothy, and that at that particular time, Timothy was a youth, like many of us here, or like some of you out there, and he was being encouraged by his mentor. And we know that Paul actually did a lot of work with him, and actually he worked with him, and he takes Timothy as a spiritual son that actually he was raising at that time. And right now, the message also comes back to us, we the people of our time, and I would like to encourage you. The Bible says that let no one look down on you, maybe because you are a youth, you are a young man, and you have these very big dreams. Maybe sometimes you tell people, this is what I want to be, and people, they're like, you, with that caliber of yours, with that size of yours, you can't make it. But this is the reality of God, and how He encourages us to always move forward, because He has called us to move forward. And my encouragement today is that just stand and move forward, because the Bible has told us from 1 Timothy 4:12 that let no one look down on you because you're a youth, but it's actually encouraging us, it's uplifting us to set an example for everyone out there. Let them be big people, let them be young children, let them be people of your size. The Bible is calling us to set an example, and they are saying that let no one look down on you because of your youth, but be an example to the believers. God is calling us to be examples to all, for the world to see, that they will learn a number of things from us, and then they will also be able to live a life that is actually pleasing before God. And right now they are talking about a number of things in this very verse. Number one, in speech. In your speech, let no one look down on you, because I know you want to be that great presenter tomorrow. You want to be that person who can actually speak and actually people listen to you, but also what you give out, because it will either promote you or actually bring you down. But in speech, do you think through the things actually that you always bring out of your mouth? Is your speech actually recognized as one that is uplifting, or it is that one where everyone is actually feeling so tired of you and they don't want to listen to you? But even if you speak, there is a man who actually used this speech, and he was Joseph. And remember when Joseph was trying up to tell his brothers that, you know what, this is what I've seen, this is what the Lord is trying to do in my life, and they were, no, go away, you are a dreamer, you want to rule over us. And many of us, we are also going through such. Even if you stand up to speak, let your speech be that one that is uplifting. It may not only, yes, it is true that other people will not be benefited from what you tell them because they will actually not believe you, but in your speech, just stand out. They are also talking about another thing here. and that is in love. Let your love be genuine. Love your people genuine, love your parents genuinely, and even those who come close to you, have that pure love, and let no one look down on you, because you have this Christ love that is actually in you, and it's actually causing you to do a number of things around you. When you care, when you give a hand, when you reach out to the people, to the needy, and to those friends of yours who need you, let people not look down on you, because the Bible is telling us in speech, and then also in love, but also in faith. Let your faith be faith. Yeah, stand strong, believe in God, and I know that He will not let you. Reason being, because God has called you. And when we go back to the story of David, David was chosen when he's still a young man, and the Bible tells us that he was the youngest of the youngest in the family. Actually, he was the last born. And when God decided that He's going to use David for His glory, David did not look back. Actually, he walked, he moved forward, and he went in power and in strength. And when you read some verses there in that book of First Samuel, if you from 13 onwards, when God declares that I have found myself a man after my own heart, and David actually came and actually didn't know about it, but later on it was revealed to him that he was chosen, then he was anointed, and then he went in power, not in the power of himself or in the power of the stretch, but in the power of the Lord. So the Lord has called us. Once we have faith in us, then we have power, the power of God in us. Once we have faith and also the Spirit of God abides in us, then we will be able to overcome. You remember, David was able to fight Goliath, not because he was a genius at the time, but because he embraced the love and the faith that he had in his God. So let no one look down on us, we the young people, because we are youth. And lastly, what I want to look at is what the Bible talks about impurity. Let your heart be pure in everything you do, in everything that you find to do. Always have that pure heart. If you choose to help someone, help them with a pure heart. If you choose to do something, do it with a pure heart. But also in purity of your body, because God actually respects that and honors a person who blesses Him, or who has actually lived on in the life where is a living sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Just stand for God. I know challenges may always come in here and there. You may maybe desire something that you don't have, but because of the God that is in you, you will not mess up. You will just look to God and say, yes, God, I know you are enough for me, and there is nothing else I need. And because if we relate with that very Psalms, where the psalmist say that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Actually, God has called us to have such a pure heart that really looks at Him for everything that we desire, and there is nothing that is going to change that. God has called us to Himself. You as a youth, I pray that during this time, in these days, even in this coming holiday that we are getting into, that your vibe will be up there, but no one will put you down simply because you're youth. But you will stand up in speech, you stand up in love, you stand up in faith, and you stand up even in purity. May the Lord bless you. See you once again. I remain Eric.